So we were talking about something before we started. Raymond, catch us up.
Yeah, we were pretty much talking about the Atlanta drama that's going on with Young Thug and him dividing Atlanta.
Young
Pretty
Thug
much
that's divided Atlanta.
destroying.
Okay.
He's destroying the Atlanta hip hop scene.
So question. I mean, so you're saying he's dividing Atlanta.
Yeah.
So there's people, from what you've told me about what's going on, I couldn't imagine anybody backing that dude at this point, except for maybe his super diehard fans.
I mean, it's gonna be interesting to see what happens because I'm just gonna say it like how they say it, Atlanta's not a real place. But it's weird, but it's like in Atlanta, and I'll just say in just the hip hop industry overall, when you're called a snitch, you know what I'm saying? Even though like we're talking about a musical culture, we're not talking about these aren't cartel members, these aren't, you know what I'm saying, robbers or anything like that. Even though they portray themselves to be these big bad street people and rap about their big bad street activities. But anytime you're called a snitch, you instantly are just ostracized. Like you're put outside the group.
Okay.
You're looked at as a person who's not solid. And Young Thug has done like where people kind of look at him as the he I'll just say he's the central figure in the whole Atlantic hip hop scene. You know what I'm saying? He's one of the biggest. You know what I'm saying? There's not too many people that are bigger than him. So it's like, and he's connected to everybody. Everybody, if you're in the Atlanta hip hop scene and you're pretty big, you're connected to Young Thug in some type of capacity.
Okay.
So now that he's done what he's done, it's going to be interesting to see what people do because,
Well, let's
re-
take a second to talk about what he's done because you've caught us up on who he is
yeah,
for those unfamiliar. But let's not make the assumption that people watching this thing know what he's done. What has he done?
yeah. Well, Young Thug was a part of a RICO case. Pretty much somebody had got killed. And there was a lot of crime that was circling around his record label, YSL Records, which was um, called Young Stoner Life. That's pretty much what the original name of it was. So Young Stoner Life, YSL, pretty much they're operating at, I'm just gonna say the Atlanta Police Department looked at them as operating as a record label slash street gang because they were operating street activities. Somebody had got killed from a rival record label slash street gangs. Pretty much these guys will be like street gangs in the streets and then they'll transition into becoming a record label, right? Like that's the same thing kind of what happened with Young Thug. It was like these are street homies. They turn into a record label because he started rapping. They come together and now they're successful. There was another rival record label that was did the same pretty much thing, and one of the big managers, which his name was Nut,
Oh, hold on,
got
Raymond.
killed.
Raymond, real quick. I'm going to go ahead and give a brief explanation for those not in the know so you guys can see the screen right now. It is indicating what a RICO charge is.
Oh yeah,
So,
indicate
okay,
what a RICO charge is.
yeah, RICO, Racketeer Influenced and Corrupt Organizations Act. That's what RICO is. It's a federal law designed to combat organized crime by holding individuals accountable for the pattern of racketeering activity within a criminal enterprise. So that's what they
Yeah,
hit him with. In fact, we'll pull up our good old Wikipedia, and so people can take a look at it. So RICO's been around for quite a while. It's been, I think, it's like 1970. So
yeah,
this was their way to rope individuals into things.
mm,
Okay, so we got our summary, and I'm reading it directly from Wikipedia. Under RICO, a person who has committed at least two acts of racketeering activity, drawn from a list of 35 crimes, within a 10-year period can be charged with racketeering if such acts are related in one of four specified ways to an enterprise. Okay, so
yeah,
this is a way for them to charge individuals. And racketeering, let's take a look at that word. Okay, because and this gets me. Sometimes you see news organizations talking about these things as if people know what they are. Some people might, but racketeering, here it is. Racketeering is a type of organized crime in which the perpetrators set up a coercive, fraudulent, extortionary, or otherwise illegal coordinated scheme. or operation, quote unquote, a racket, to repeatedly or consistently collect a profit. Okay. That's a term that was coined in 1927 in a statement about the influence of organized crime within the Teamsters. Okay, that's how they came up with that word. So that's racketeering. Okay, so I'm gonna bring that screen down. So that's what this is. And so they hit up on the RICO charge. Let's continue with that.
So they hit him with the RICO charge. Somebody got killed from a rival record label. There was a whole bunch of other crimes, and originally 28 people were involved in this RICO. Some of the people that were involved in the RICO were actually artists on the label. One in particular, which was one of the most successful artists next to Young Thug, which was a rapper by the name Gunna. Gunna, at the beginning of the RICO case, probably 6 months into it, I want to say it's between 6 and 9 months, he decided to take a plea deal.
Okay.
He took the plea deal. And during the plea deal, he had to admit that YSL was a gang.
Okay.
He admits it. He gets up there. The judge asks him, "Is YSL a gang?" He says, "Yes, ma'am." He takes a plea deal. Boom. He leaves jail. Once again, me personally, I feel like Gunna shouldn't even have been arrested. The reason why he was arrested is because he got pulled over with Young Thug, and there was guns and drugs inside of the car.
So Gunner was simply an artist under the label, really.
He was simply an artist under the label, and why he got pulled into it is because one day he get pulled over with Young Thug, and there was guns and drugs inside of the car.
Okay.
Don't know what they were doing with the gun or the drugs, but they were pulled over.
Well, I mean, okay. So I don't want to make it seem like it's a normal everyday thing, but you've been to college, you've been around a person. I mean, you spend some time on this earth, and there's a lot of times there's, I mean, to quantify the gun, somebody could feel unsafe. There's a lot of reasons to have a gun. I mean, for anybody, not necessarily. It doesn't mean that you intend to do bad with it, right?
Right.
It could just be something to make you feel safe, right?
Right.
It could be a scenario where, oh, I'm leaving my house. I feel better if my firearm was with me, because if you're leaving the firearm in an empty house, you could come home and find the house ransacked and your gun gone. It's the same reason why you wear cash and jewelry, right? It's a valuable item. I mean, there's a lot of reasons to have it, okay? That's one thing, okay?
Yeah.
Some of those reasons could be bad, but that's one thing. So that's the gun. Drugs. Obviously, if you recreationally participate in drugs, then you're going to have some drugs, okay?
Yep. This is young stoner life we talking about.
There we go. I mean, so, yeah. I mean, not that it should happen, but it's not an abnormal thing.
Not an abnormal thing, but this was a part of the RICO charge.
Got it.
And pretty much Gunner was like, I guess he said that the guns and the drugs wasn't his. Where it was like, of course,
whose car was it?
They blamed it on somebody else. But like, this goes into deeper, right? Because this is at the beginning of the RICO case, right? Pretty much like, I don't want to fast forward too much. I can go like chronological. Pretty much like Gunner gets out, right? Everybody is calling him a snitch because he takes a plea deal. Gunner kind of drowns out the noise. Gunner actually didn't even recognize, didn't even talk about none of this. People called him a snitch. There's even like video of people walking up calling him a snitch while he's out in public. There was videos where there's playing Gunner's music in Atlanta clubs and people just stop, stop dancing because his music was playing. But Gunner put out a #1 hit, after taking this plea deal. Gunner's actually like star kind of rose. Like, even though like he was like he was already an up and coming rapper, and I'm not gonna lie, he's actually a very, very good rapper. He had some hits. His star kind of rose after this situation. He drowned out the noise. I'm just gonna put my all in the music. And he actually came back and did a body transformation. He came out, started working out, got really, really in shape. You know what I'm saying?
So Gunner left prison fitter.
He left fitter, left with a hit. He still signed to YSL. And one of the things, like, we're going to get to it, but Young Thug tried to sabotage his album. Like, He's still signed to Young Thug's record label, right?
Okay.
But Young Thug is salty because he got out, and he's salty because this is also from one of the prison leaks because he has a whole bunch of leaked phone calls, and one of the leaked phone calls, he says that he was talking to another big Atlanta artist named 21 Savage
Oh, now
on
this
a
is now this is
recorded.
now this is where we're getting into where you said about, this is the stuff. This is what Young Thug has done to divide Atlanta.
This is what he's done to divide
These phone
Atlanta.
calls.
But this
Okay.
is, I'm telling you what he was doing. We haven't even got to the leak phone calls yet. But
Oh, okay.
during this time, he's on a phone call with an artist named 21 Savage. 21 Savage is even on the phone telling him, like, hey, he didn't really take that plea to really hurt you, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, his image is messed up, but he didn't really do nothing wrong. This is what 21 Savage is telling him over the phone. And Young Thug can't just get over the fact like, oh, he gonna tell him that YSL is a gang, and he get up there taking a plea, and pretty much he tried to get 21 Savage to get on his album, where Young Thug released the album the same day Gunna released the album,
Okay.
to try to like ruin his street cred, pretty much.
Oh,
Whereas
okay.
like Gunna is not a out of street artist like that, so it doesn't really matter.
Okay.
Like people don't realize like rap, it like even though people make a strong correlation to rap and street life, it really doesn't mix. Like you're a rapper, like you know what I'm saying. Like street people, like you just a rapper. Like you're just like an actor. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying to me? Like I don't even look at you as no person like that. So Young Thug is thinking that he can release this album and it kind of slow down Gunna's progression, which it didn't. Gunna ended up having a number one album, number one record. He out of here. You know what I'm saying? So Young Thug, I think he spends probably like another couple months in jail, right?
Okay.
And what ends up happening is he takes the same plea that Gunna took.
Ah.
Takes the same exact plea, but the only thing his plea deal came, what he got free, but he ended up getting 15 years of probation, which everybody thought that was dumb, because it was like what a part of his probation is that he can't even be in Atlanta.
So Gunna didn't get the same probation?
No, because remember, Gunna was just like it was just him in the car. Young Thug is attached to a murder and a whole bunch of other stuff. So yeah, Gunna didn't get no probation. Gunna just free and clear. Young Thug needed probation. And he got 15 years of it. He gets the 15 years of probation, and different from Gunna, Young Thug comes out overweight and he's standing on street business. Now, with him standing on street business, right? Now he's saying that Gunna is a snitch. I'm not cool with Gunna. Um, and it was a whole bunch of other situations. Like there was another rapper by the name of Young Scooter that got killed. He had spoke against the Atlanta Police Department, which was very, very dumb. He shouldn't even. I understand like Young Scooter was like a really prominent figure, I guess, in
Young
Atlanta.
Scooter is what he went
His
by.
name was Young Scooter. Yep.
Wow, they're just attaching Young to anything.
Yeah. Oh man, it's a whole bunch of young dudes out here. But yeah, Young Scooter was actually really respected though. A lot of people love Young Scooter. I like Young Scooter. So when he died, it was like, dang, Young Scooter died. But when Scooter died, like pretty much it was like something where it's crazy how he died. I think he died like running from the police, and like he got caught on a fence and
Oh,
punctured.
I heard about that. Yeah, he bled
Yeah,
out in the fence.
he bled out on the fence, and pretty much Young Thug was like, the police department killed Young Scooter. This is what he tweeted out. So I think like this is just my opinion. I feel like Young Thug kind of like pretty much the Atlanta Police Department, they wanted Young Thug to go to jail. Young Thug got these connections where he got off. And even though you got off, that don't mean that people wanted you to get off. You know what I'm saying? You coming back, you standing on street business, you try like a high profile death happens, you blame it on us. You know what I'm saying? And then you keep pushing this street narrative, right? Like you street. Now we get into the juicy part, which has happened this weekend. Pretty much, Young Thug's phone recordings that he had in jail and his interrogation video leaked. The interrogation video leaked first. Now it's the most damaging one. Because in the interrogation video, he tells the cops, hey, I'm going to tell you everything. Just don't tell the world about this. This is what he says in the interrogation room. They gave him food. He got mad because they gave him a sandwich with mayonnaise on it. It was just crazy watching it. He talked about a murder that one of his homeboys did, and his homeboy got 10 years for that murder. Well, it wasn't a murder, no, it was a shooting. The guy shot into Lil Wayne's tour bus, and the guy got like 10 years for it. The guy came back out of jail during this period, but Young Thug talked about it in the interrogation video. Like, talking about all types of stuff. And then the phone calls were even worse because he's talking about everybody in there. He talks about Gucci Man.
And
like
so
Gucci
who's he on the phone with?
Several people. The one where I was telling you where he was on the phone with 21 Savage. He's telling 21 Savage to hop on this album to kind of slow down Gunna's progression, pretty much. And 21 Savage is kind of telling him, like, hey, I don't think Shawty, you shouldn't even do that. Like, really, you should try to renegotiate Shawty contract and try to get more out of him or something. That's what 21 Savage is saying. But it's like, it just showed that it was like, dang, you hating on him? You know what I'm saying? Just because he got out before you? Because that's pretty much what happened.
So these phone calls are essentially more gossipy than anything else.
It was gossip phone calls. He was talking to his girlfriend, and he was talking about other artists. Like, he was talking about, there's another artist named Lil Baby. Lil Baby is like pretty much like,
how's
they
baby,
all
how's
homies,
baby
right?
spelled? Is there an H in there anywhere?
No, it's no.
Okay, making sure.
Yeah, it's just like we saying this baby. It's Lil Lil
LIL apostrophe
baby. Lil Baby is another reputable street guy that Young Thug actually helped get out the streets and become this big rapper that he is. Actually, Gunna, the Gunner, the guy we were talking about, helped Lil Baby write his rhymes at the beginning of his career, and Lil Baby came big. And now, like, pretty much they got Young Thug on a recorded line talking about his business dealings. Pretty much like,
so he didn't disclose any sensitive information. Like, in essence, he didn't provide any new information to anybody. He just talked shit.
He was talking shit.
Okay.
And it was coming, like, it was just like, it was like, why? Like, it was also like, why are you talking to people about people like that? He talked about Gucci Man. He talked bad about Gucci Man, who Gucci Man was the first person to put him on. You know what I'm saying? And he talked about, oh man, Gucci had me in a bad contract. And then he was saying that Gucci Man, when he came out of jail, he came back soft. Like, he wasn't like, you know what I'm saying, a real guy no more. He came back acting soft. Like, pretty much
all
like
the people that he's gonna have to get back in touch with in order to get back in.
yeah, like that type of stuff. Like, people that you're going to come in contact with.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So
like,
he didn't come out with any earth-shattering revelations. He just showed people what he thought.
he showed people what he really thought.
Okay.
And he showed people that, like, a lot of people are like, dang, he's actually really manipulative. Because it's like,
he's a record producer. Come on.
Huh?
it's part and parcel of the gig.
yeah.
Right?
Like, with it all being said and done, right? I think people will still listen to him and like kind of just look past that. But it'll be interesting to see, because right now, a lot of the Atlanta people, because there are other Atlanta rappers that like had their own separate court cases where they didn't even like, okay, there's a rapper named Rollo. Rallo. Rollo.
Okay.
Rollo is like a very funny character to me. Like, I like Rollo.
Where's he
Rollo,
from?
he's from Atlanta.
Okay, so this isn't Rollo the pimp.
No, it's not Rollo the Pimp.
Okay,
this is just
somebody else.
Rollo.
Okay, just Rollo. Okay.
Yeah, Rollo, like, Rollo and Young Thug used to beef as kids. They talk about it. They said that they used to shoot at each other in the streets when they were younger. So they became friends as they became rappers, right?
Okay.
Rollo had a case that he caught, right? Rollo had a case where he was transporting weed from Los Angeles to Atlanta on private planes.
Oh,
and he got caught pretty much. They caught him.
okay.
And when they caught him, he lied to the federal agents in the interrogation videos.
Okay.
And pretty much like he got time. He did like probably 3-4 years. Got out and still doing the same thing. Still selling weed. But everybody in Atlanta called him a snitch because of that. Because he got and lied to the federal police department. And he kind of got ostracized. A lot of people don't rock with Rollo no more.
Okay.
And like that was a part of the Young Thug thing. Young Thug told Young Scooter that Rollo was a snitch. And Young Scooter stopped messing with Rollo. And that made Rollo mad. Rollo actually brought that up in this recent whole development. Rollo has been very, very, very vocal in this whole situation because it was like, nah, if I was a snitch and y'all did what y'all did to me, do it to him. Keep the same energy. That's pretty much what Rollo's saying.
Okay.
Like keep that same energy. Don't. We not picking and choosing here, because he really snitched. I told a lie to the feds, even though he shouldn't be telling us that.
See, that,
Like
this
it's
is what,
insane when you really think about it.
this is
But
what gets
this
me.
is really happening.
So this is what gets me. So okay. So number one. Okay. So okay. Let's clarify some stuff. Okay. Let's talk about the players in this
Yeah.
little drama.
Yeah.
Young Thug. How old Young Thug?
Young Thug probably got to be like 36, 35.
So he's more like middle-aged Thug.
He's middle-aged Thug.
Okay. So he's not a tremendously young man, but in today's
He can be Young Thug for the rest of his life.
yeah. But I mean in terms of age, he's younger because you know, a lot of guys rolling around me like because we're gonna tie this into content creation. For as far as we see content creators, he's old. Okay, because a lot of these content creators rolling around nowadays are very young, right?
Yeah,
He's
it's
an older-
rappers that's coming out that's way younger than him.
Okay,
16,
so he's an older
17.
content creator.
Yeah.
And, you know, I mean, rappers nowadays, you know, they rely on this digital presence as much as anybody else does, right?
You're
so
right.
they're as much a content creator as, let's say, a food blogger like Pinch of Yum is, believe it or not.
True.
Okay, so let's talk about that. So he's in his mid to late 30s, right? How about
Yeah.
Rollo? How old's that guy?
Rollo is around the same age.
About the same age,
Yeah, Rollo might be a little bit younger.
a bit younger.
Rollo is a person where you'll be surprised how young he is.
How about Gunner?
Because he's actually he's like a leader, like in his hood.
Okay.
Rollo
30.
is known for like
Wait, who's 30?
Rollo is 30.
Rollo is
Rollo's
30.
30. Yeah,
Young
Rollo
Thug
is like
34.
Young Thug's
34.
34. Rollo's 30. How about Gunner?
Gunna is probably younger than all of them. Probably
Gunna,
like 33.
32.
32.
Okay, so
Yeah,
these guys
he
are
younger.
these are the mid 30 groups. Okay.
Mid 30 group.
Okay. So they are they're old enough that they shouldn't be that stupid about. I mean, like if you're gonna lie to the feds about something, and you've lied to them and you've gotten away with it, you really shouldn't disclose that you've lied to them.
Rollo is a very interesting character. Rollo is a known heroin dealer, and he has several interviews talking about him selling heroin.
Yeah.
He even said that he made $20 million selling heroin.
Yeah.
And
People giving interviews or just doing like expositionary like solo videos, like you see people like getting online and like venting on a video. I've seen people get on those things and vent about stuff they shouldn't be venting about.
Man,
Right, disclosing all sorts of, because some things they don't have what's the word I'm looking for, statutes of limitation. Some things have statutes. I mean, some things you can talk about because the time within which they could have charged you with it has passed, and you can talk about stuff like that. It may not be a good idea, but you can, right, without a fear of like your door getting busted down. But certain things don't, like murder doesn't.
you're right.
Okay? It sounds like the thing he was busted with, bringing weed on a private jet. I think the time in which he did that probably wasn't that long ago, so he probably shouldn't be talking about that yet.
He doesn't really talk about that. Like the whole heroin dealing thing, it's one of the things like I guess he could because he's not gonna call it heroin. You know what they call it?
Oh,
They call
is he giving it names? He's giving
yeah, it's
code names?
called dog food.
Okay, okay. At least they're
So
being
he
okay.
sold dog
So
food.
he's got code going on. That's okay. I
Yeah,
respect that. Okay, he's got some
yeah.
code, so he doesn't have to.
Like, see what I just did? They'll say I'm snitching. I don't care though.
Oh, everybody knows. It's like when a creator on YouTube calls. We're gonna skate around it. The recent pandemic. When they call
Oh,
it the recent pandemic, or they call it the COOF, or they call it the C9, because you can't say the full word on YouTube,
yep.
otherwise you get demonetized.
Or you call a shot the jab.
There we go. So yeah.
Yep.
So okay. So these guys are not kids. They're old enough. They should know better about this kind of. But here's the funny
They
thing about.
old with kids. Young Thug got like 10
I
kids.
believe that. So here's the thing. So why do they do this kind of stuff? I mean, like, why is it that they're engaged in this? I mean, well, actually, here's the funny part. Do you think this is gonna, in the long run, will this hurt him or help him?
Oh no, it definitely hurt him. Like one of the things with Young Thug, like I will because one of the things like I love Young Thug's business acumen. I can't take that away. That's one thing I like more than anything.
Okay.
Young Thug having a label with successful artists under it and how he did it. I love how he did it. He just released a clothing line called Spider, which was actually going crazy while
How's
he
that
was in
spelled?
jail. SP5DER. So instead of an I, it's a five.
Okay. Certain things I can get, like I can see threes being used instead of E's. Why a five instead of a?
I don't know. I mean, it might also be like it might be without the five. I gotta look at it on Instagram, but like the hoodies, because his signature piece is a hoodie.
Okay.
I see a lot of people wear that hoodie. That is a very popular hoodie, and he's selling them for $200. He came out with he had a jean jacket before he went to jail. He had a very popular jean jacket where it had spider webs on the side of the jacket, and I remember he was selling the jacket for $2,000. Somebody bought the jacket for $2,000 and sold it for 10 in less than an hour. Like it was something crazy like that. Like he was going crazy on the fashion tip. So he came back where it's like, oh dang, Spider is going crazy. It's actually going crazier than his music at this point in time. He
Okay.
just started getting it back into doing shows. So this came out now. It's kind of going to be interesting because it's like, are people going to stop wearing the clothing? Are people going to start? You know what I'm saying? That's a $200 hoodie. Like I can only imagine I bought this hoodie before these whole allegations came out. Am I not going to wear the hoodie now? You know what I'm saying? Like, are people like I can see people stop listening to the music. I get it because like Young Thug, like I don't listen to Young Thug like that. I've never listened to a whole Young Thug album.
Well, let's talk about the music. Okay, so
Oh
let's
no, the
talk about
first
how
one I
these
did.
guys. Let's talk about how these guys make money. Okay, so
Uh,
he's got merch.
got merch.
Okay, so that's the thing. A lot of times people don't break down how rappers and or labels profit. Right,
Right.
like we know how like a good example. We've talked extensively about in Logan Paul's vlogging days. We
The
talked
merch
about
was
where he
everything.
makes his money. Right, we talk about the views he gets
Hmm.
from YouTube. The YouTube views pay him a significant number. Okay,
Right.
then we talked about how much his merch sales delivered to him. Right,
Right.
then we talked about the dude's got sponsors.
Hmm.
Yeah, sponsors, right? And the side of him that people don't know much about is the fact that he was at some point he had a very large Facebook following, and they had him speaking. They had him speaking at branding conventions and events for marketing firms. He
Right.
talked about presence building. I mean, like he's not just some clown with a vlog. At that time he was already being run professionally, and he has professional representation. His content was being basically created by a committee for him, so
Right.
they would workshop what would succeed and what would get the most views, and he would execute on the plans. Right, the dude,
Right.
the guy can follow directions. Right, he knows what
Hmm.
it takes. Right, and every move he makes is calculated. Okay, then you get now. Let's take a look at a character like Young Thug. Being like, what's he got? He's got a record label.
Got a record label.
Got a record label. So he profits from the release of his own music, and he profits from the music that he releases for other artists.
Right.
Okay. Does concert tours, I'm pretty sure.
Yep.
Okay. Now, of course, that the profit there varies. Some of these things are sponsored. Some of these things, I mean, like, depends on the venue. He could get a percentage of gate. Of course, there's merchant. So basically, there's the concerts.
I think if I had to guess, I think Young Thug, before he went to jail, probably was making $250,000 per show. Probably more.
Okay. Now, how much of that is shared out? Now he's under his own label, so he's pretty much, that's good.
He probably getting the most out of it. Like, I can see him taking 150 out of the 250.
Wait,
I can see
wait. So
that.
is 250? So are these concerts? Is he producing these, or are these being produced with him as the artist?
Just him as the artist. Like, I'm thinking about festival shows,
Okay.
regular bookings and stuff like that.
Now, of course. So how much of that is going towards his team?
That's what I'm saying. I think if I was Young Thug and I was to get 250,000 per show, I think even with taxes, I would probably walk away with 150 to 100. Everything else is expenses.
Okay, so
And expenses are taxes, manager, crew, yeah, all that.
Okay, that's who's walking away. Okay, that's good. Okay, so what else has he got going on? So there's his merch. Does it his now? Do you think he makes money from his online presence?
Possibly. Like he is signed to a record label, so like I'm pretty sure they have.
I thought he has his own label.
He has his own label, but they have little sub labels that they give him, where he's able to sign artists to the larger label.
Because I'm talking about like his social media. Does his social media profit him?
Possibly. I can't like Young Thug, like I can't talk about all the businesses. I really just think about like the artists that he signed, because there were a couple, like, besides Gunna, there was a couple other little ones that were buzzing, where like the RICO charge kind of derailed a lot of this. If he didn't have the RICO charge, he'll probably be way bigger than he was, because like before the RICO charge, Young Thug had finally entered into mainstream success. Young Thug, I'm not gonna say he was underground. Young Thug like had like success, but it wasn't on a large scale.
Okay.
Before the RICO charge, he finally had his first #1 album. Finally had his first #1 hit. You know what I'm saying? And then he got Gunna, who was up under him, doing the same type of numbers. So it was like he got him and Gunna both doing the same numbers. So that's when, and then the RICO charge came and stopped all that.
So here's the thing. See, this is what I want to point out. See, Young Thug as a creator, right? I mean, the way it sounds, nothing that he does is, well, except for maybe the music. Well, he doesn't have a lot of residual income in this.
Not really. I think I look at, like, it's just one of them things, like when I look at success from a fashion standpoint, if I can see it, I know it's successful. Like, I know it's doing numbers. Like,
remember,
Young Thugs, huh?
Even when something's doing numbers, so let's look at the longevity of what he's built, right? Okay. So obviously, if you're selling hoodies and jackets for between $200 and $2,000, so hoodies at $200, jackets at $2,000 plus, right?
Yeah.
These aren't items that you can flood the market with and expect to be able to keep selling, right? These are somewhat limited to a degree.
Luxury items.
They're luxurious. I mean, like, they got to be quality. I hope.
Yeah. They were. I mean, it's a hoodie.
I mean, but
it's a quality hoodie, because I've seen people wear them. I never bought a spider.
Yeah, I've seen some
like, just me personally, I'm not gonna buy a spider hoodie.
Okay, but I mean, it's one of those things where you probably don't want to buy something that's just on every street corner, right?
It's not. I'm not gonna say it's on every street corner, but like it's a hot item. It's like fear of God.
Exactly, and that's the point. Fear of God, the higher end stuff. There's not a lot of it. I mean, the stuff that's seasonal, the stuff that's really fashion, is seasonal and it's limited. It's limited pieces in a season, right?
Yeah,
So when you
but
buy it, you're one of an exclusive group of people who are going to have it.
right. But I see where you're going because it's like okay, like the hoodie, like say like the hoodie is like him selling essentials. Like that's why I'm saying like just as much as I see the essentials hoodies, I see the spider hoodies. That's why I'm like he's making some type of money.
Okay, I get that, but okay, but what I'm saying is this: that doesn't come with being like a fashion house can fail at any time.
True.
Right? That's the thing. Even if you're hot, see, fashion especially, you could be the hot thing this year. Next year, you could be gone.
He might be gone.
Okay.
After this.
So
After this
what
situation.
I'm trying to point out is from a business perspective, right?
Mm.
He's got a bunch of plates that he's got spinning that have to be constantly spun. Right? When we say that, like, it's like the juggler, you have the sticks with you get a plate spinning on it. And then once you get a plate spinning, then you get another plate spinning. And we're talking about, so having multiple plates spinning, you can do it because you just got to come back and tap a little bit to keep momentum going. But his plates seem like, not every business can be a spinning plate. Not everything keeps going with just a little tap. Right?
No.
Fashion is one of those things where it could just fall. I mean, like, fashion, it's fickle. Right?
True.
And through no fault of your own, your brand could just not connect anymore. I mean, like, styles could change, people could change. And so that's something that he's got going that's not going to keep going for him easily, right?
No.
The music.
Like, the place will probably fell.
Yeah, the music, you only, I mean, yes, there's residuals in that, right? But you only really the only people making money on residuals as artists are bigger ones. Okay.
True.
They get a certain fractional percentage on airplay, right? But it's tiny. It's like, and I forget how many percent of a penny it is per play, right?
Yeah.
It's not a lot. So you have to be in heavy rotate. I mean, you got to be a bigger artist with a lot of songs out to make money.
Young Thug is the one of the different artists in this generation though. Young Thug took quantity over quality point. Like Young Thug has a lot of music out.
Okay.
A lot of the most artists have out. Like he probably has more music out than Michael Jackson. Not saying that he's as successful as him. So I'm just saying the amount of content.
He's got a lot of quantity out, but where's it being played? I mean, like, is it being played in? Is it being played in ways that he can benefit from it being played? So in other words, like, let's take another artist with a shit ton of music, like who's got just. Who's like just a machine when it, like, what's her face? Taylor Swift is just a machine when it comes to releases of albums. She's gonna be like, she'll have like so much shit out at the same time. It's amazing, right? And she took full ownership of her catalog now. So she's kicking. I mean, like, even before that, when she didn't have full ownership, she fought that by re-releasing all the songs. So she is credited as the writer. She does own them in that sense, but those versions created with her old label, they profit when it's played too, right? So she wanted to give the shaft to the old label because I guess they ended things badly. So to combat them, she re-recorded everything, and basically instructed all the outlets to play only her new stuff. Don't play her old stuff. It's the same stuff, right? The same song is now released as her version. There's a thing called Taylor's version, right? So that's how she boxed out her old label. They still profit when it's played, when their version's played, but when her new version is played, they don't. She had enough money to do all this, right? So now talking Taylor Swift, her music gets played commercially on tons of radio stations, right? And that's why she profits from it constantly. She doesn't necessarily have to profit from selling it. she profits from all the airplay that it gets, kind of like forever. I mean, like especially now. I mean, like, and now we're going to compare her because she's a musical artist. She's not a rapper. I mean, but rappers are musical artists, right? So we're going to take a look at her playbook of how she's running her stuff versus these other guys, right? She uses her social media very, very. She's very intentional about her social media. To every time she puts something out, her music sees a surge in play. Right? So, when she releases albums, it comes out in social first. And like, actually, so she got engaged over the past week. And dude, I could not. Yeah, she
got engaged to Travis Kelce?
She did. Oh, you didn't know? Yeah, she
No.
got engaged to Travis Kelce. And she posted it on her Instagram. At the same time, I mean, right before that, she posted the release date of her new album, and it coincided pretty much with her engagement almost. And
That's crazy.
And which also coincided with her appearance on the Kelce Brothers podcast. I mean, like, they're very, very intentional about how they do everything. Okay.
We about to go do a podcast about the wedding.
They're workshopping. Okay, so we're gonna. So we need you're gonna come on, and she doesn't always come onto their pod. I mean, that's funny. It's her boyfriend now. Her boyfriend now. It's her fiance, and she doesn't. She keeps her presence valuable by not being a fly on the wall in their podcast. So if she was always around, it wouldn't be a big deal, right? Now she's going to be on the podcast and is an official company. It's a big deal, right? She teases her album releases, so she'll put out a post on Instagram about her album release at a specific time. It denotes it has meaning. Everything about what she does has meaning, right? So she's using her social media to maximize her airplay. Okay, and she's using her. I mean, it all works together. She's very intentional about it, and that's why she's so big, right? She'll never ever, at this point in time, she could probably stop producing music, and what she's done will continue to pay her. She could probably put out social media content twice a week, and she'll surge. She doesn't have to do it every day, because remember, you have a very frequent posting schedule when you're young in social media. Once you build up that audience, then you start pulling back to make what you do put up more valuable. Right? You withhold a little bit, right? To make them want it more. In the beginning, you have to put out tons and tons of content in order for the platforms to recommend you to build an audience.
True.
Okay? Once you built that audience, that's that spinning plate thing. In the beginning, you got to really give it a push to get momentum going. Once the momentum's going, which in the case of social media is a following of a specific size, it just takes a little tap now and then. Okay, so she leaves them eager, wanting more, right? And everything she does in her life is something that she can market. Okay, that's where I'm thinking these guys we're talking about today are missing the boat. All this stuff could be a positive thing for them because, okay, so this is why it could be positive. If they were releasing music that transcended genres, like, for example, Taylor Swift, before being what she is now, what was she?
You mean a pop star?
She's a pop star now, right? What was she before?
What, a country star?
Yeah.
Oh, her music you looked at Taylor Swift as a country star?
Her music was strictly country.
Oh, I don't know, man. I came into Taylor Swift when she was like, "Shake it off,
no, She'd already successfully made the. Do that again, Raymond.
Shake it off. That's when I started watching Taylor Swift.
God, okay. So Raymond is a Swiftie. Okay, so
I'm not a Swiftie, but I remember that era. That era was
yeah.
Man,
no,
Taylor Swift was the joy.
That's when she was already a pop star. Remember, she began at first as a country star, and she made, and it kind of left some people in the country world a little bit, as to take your word,
because they know where it was going.
A little bit salty. And the country world was a little bit miffed that she made the move, right? But she made the move because it made financial sense, and also maybe as an artist, she wanted to do that. She wanted a bigger audience. She wanted a larger audience. She wanted
Makes
to
sense.
expand beyond the borders of the country, right?
Yep, and she expanded.
She
Why?
did.
She definitely
Shoo.
expanded.
I mean, I
I don't even
mean,
think expanded is the word.
she's like the shadow government now, basically. I mean,
Right. That's crazy
we-
how Taylor Swift is.
we should be talking Taylor Swift conspiracy theories instead of Bigfoot. But
There
anyway,
are Taylor Swift conspiracy theories. They say she's a witch. There's all types of stuff they say about Taylor Swift.
yeah, I mean, I've heard stuff. But anyway, okay, so now Taylor Swift, okay, this is what I'm saying, okay? So if they tried to make their music more accessible, right? If they had a money, obviously they have a money focus. I mean, like, let's talk about that. Why do businesses make certain decisions? They make decisions because there's a money focus on what they do, right? There's a
Right.
profit motive. Okay, so if you have a profit motive, you should be doing everything you can to maximize that profit. And a lot of times for certain kinds of brands, what brings them into true profitability, the hardcore within their markets see that as selling out.